All right, so today gonna talk about constant of proportionality. I know it sounds really large, but it isn't as crazy as it sounds. So what is it, and it being constant of proportionality? It's just a constant ratio in any proportional relationship, aka unit rate. So we already talked about unit rate, um, and we talked about what that means. So if you need to go back and review that, go do that. So remember, constant means it never changes. Like you guys use words like, oh, he constantly bothers me, or he constantly doesn't listen to me. Well, constant means it never changes, it never stops. So if I have that constant ratio, it's that same number every single time, every single way. So it's important to note that K is going to be what we talk about when we use our constant proportionality. So they're going to say K a lot. So I know constant starts with a C, but a C can look like a number and a K cannot. So K will always be our constant of proportionality. So we will always be able to write our constant of proportionality as an equation that looks like this: y equals kx, where x is your input, y is your output, and then k is what it's changing by. In an example, if I have y equals 45x, then that would be 45. So when we're dealing with equations, here k would be equal to 45. Or so it says, what is the constant of proportionality? The answer would be 45. So the equation section should be the easiest because it's the number that's there. And if you see 45x plus 3, then that means that's not proportional. The only way it's proportional is if it's y equals a number and x. So we're going to do some examples with equations, tables, graphs. So here we have a table where it says the cost, the weight for the cost. So for how many ounces? So for 5 ounces, it's $1. For 10 ounces, it's $2. For 20 ounces, it's $4. So I want to divide y and x to find k. Now, fun fact, x is on the left and y is on the right, and it's always going to be that input, output. So I put in 5, I get out 1. I put in 10, I get out 2. So that's always going to be when my tables are like this. It's going to be x to the left, y to the right. And if my tables are the opposite, then it would be x is on the top and y is on the bottom. That's just how we do it. Again, sometimes order matters, and that's one of those times. So we're going to divide y and x to find k. So I divide 1 divided by 5 and I get 20, 2 divided by 10 and I get 20 cents, 0.2, 4 divided by 20 and I get that same number. So that means that k is 20 cents. So if they just asked you for k, then you could say k is 20 cents. The constant of proportionality is 20 cents. But if they ask you for an equation, then it would be y equals 0.20 or 20 cents x, where y is the cost and the weight is the ounces. The weight is x, which is the ounces. So we're going to do another example. So same concept. We have Minecraft. It says minutes for blocks. It takes 3 minutes for 45 blocks, 7 minutes for 105 blocks, 10 minutes, 150. So we're still going to divide y and k to find x. X is still on the left, y is still on the right. So 45 divided by 3 is 15. 105 divided by 7 is 15. 150 divided by 10 is 15. So my k is 15. And again, if I write my equation, it's going to be y equals 15x. And again, remembering y is the minutes. Y is the blocks, x is the minutes. So we're going to do another one where we have baking for minutes and cookies. So I'm still going to be dividing y by x. Remember, y is the right, x is the left. And I didn't want to put it every time because it's not always the case. It's not always going to show you. So 22 divided by 11 is 2. 24 divided by 12 is 2. 90 divided by 30 is 3. So because that number is not constant, the number is not the same, then there is no k value, and that means that there's no constant of proportionality because there isn't a constant rate. So if they give you a question, you should be checking all of it to double check that it is proportional. Remember, proportional means it's like I'm giving $1 to everybody in the classroom. I'm not skipping someone or giving someone else more money, because then that would not be constant. So we're going to talk about graphs. So a graph is proportional if it has a straight line and it goes through 0, 0. Those are the qualifications for a graph to be proportional. So you are able to just look at a graph and see if it's proportional and then find K. So step 1 is proportional. So I'm looking at that same graph and I'm still going to be dividing y and x. Please remember that y is my vertical line and x is my horizontal line. So I'm going to need to find a point. So I pick a point on the graph. They're all going to be the same number. It's going to be like a table. So if I take that first number and I say 6 is the point is 2 comma 6. So if I do 6 divided by 2, I get 3. So K is 3, and my equation is y equals 3x. So again, make sure that we're paying attention to this part right here. I took this and I said this is 2 and this is 6. But if I did this one and this was 12 and this was 4, I'm going to get that same answer. So I'm just going to take the y value and the x value and divide it. So one more example. Again, I see it has a straight line. It goes through 0, 0, so it is proportional. I'm still going to divide y by x. Going to find a point. So if I go pick a point, I'll pick this one. So I'm at 2, and then I go up, and then I see that there's no number here. I need to figure it out. So I'm like, this is 6, this is 12. So I'm thinking 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this number is actually 10. So again, my point is 2 comma 10, but I'm going to be dividing my y by my x. So this is going to be 10 divided by 2, which is 5. So my equation is y equals 5x. So we're going to do one more, and I'm looking at this graph, and I hope that we all notice our big important thing is that there's no constant of proportionality because it's not a straight line, right? I'm looking at it and it curves. It has to go straight. And we should be able to see that this point is 2, 6, but this point is 6, 12. 12 divided by 6 would give me 2, but 6 divided by 2 would give me 3. And then 18 divided by 10 would give me 1.8, which is, again, none of those would be the same number. They have to be the same number for it to be constant. So that is the end of our proportionality conversation. I know it was a lot of things, but they all are intertwined, so I didn't want to separate them. Please keep in mind the results you achieve will be in direct proportion to the effort you apply.